Welcome everyone to Meet the Polymaker. I am your host, Nicor, Polymaker Joel, Community Manager Joel, whatever you want to call me, I'm here to listen. Hopefully right now, I do not know, how do I sound? Do you guys hear, you might hear beeping, that's expected. I don't know how the fan noise is. So I'm going to use my phone right now because my chat on the computer is not working. We're doing this live, people. This is the first ever full-length live Meet the Polymaker show. And where are we? Then none other than Polymaker's factory in Missouri City, Texas, right outside of Houston. So, noisy background, but hear you fine. So you guys hear the chirping then. Not terrible to hear. Okay, so you guys, it's acceptable to watch me right now other than having to look at my face. We'll wait for one answer and we'll roll with it. Hello, everyone. Yes. LM has made it. Okay, there we go, sure. Thank you, Pete. We're gonna roll with it. So, everybody, welcome in. This is a show, if you've never been here before, where we talk about 3D printing news, and we share off community prints out of our discord.polymaker.com server, where you too can share your prints. Join in anytime. It is free to join. It's free to post. It's free to learn, so come on over if you haven't. And also for those that already haven't, and if you already have, do it again because I think I messed up a little bit. Enter the giveaway. I am awesome down the bottom. Type that in the chat on YouTube and on Twitch. My voice is almost gone and I've only just started. So make sure to get that in there. That's going to get you a chance to win the spool of filament at the end of the show. So I will try to watch chat as much as I can because I got to pick my phone up. But so we're going to roll with it. So with that all being said, and now that we're kind of here, well, let's go ahead and talk a little bit first of why we're here, and then we'll get into the news. We're working on the gigantic Christmas print drive, hosted by, I guess you could say, as Loyal Moses, with a helper you guys might meet here soon as my guest for the day. But this is their warehouse/factory. You can go ahead and zoom in all you want. I went and nitpicked every single thing behind me. No secrets there. I apologize. All you're going to see is filament, more filament. There's filament over there. There's some over there. There is everywhere. I cannot show you the whole factory for obvious reasons. I would love to. But with that said, we're here sorting through to make a large collection of filament specifically for the print drive this year. Ideally, it's going to be the largest print drive ever. Last year, I think, trumped the year before, and so on and so forth. So we're helping out, trying to get that all ready. We're going to load some pallets up to an LM's truck for him to leave with and kind of distribute it like Santa Claus as he goes back towards home in several days, whenever it might be. So a lot of fun stuff. It's been a great opportunity to be here and kind of learn and see some of the stuff. Maybe eventually we can do a walkthrough. I don't have that clearance yet. So other than that, I think that's kind of what we're doing here down in Houston. That's what Loyal's down here for. But with that said, let's hurry and get into the news and get this thing going since I started late. And first up, we're going to talk about none other than CocoPress. We all know and love the chocolate 3D printer. It is now getting an iteration of the CocoPress, look at that, CocoPress 2.0, which maybe it's Express. It's running Clipper firmware, so who knows what they're going to be able to do with that. It's going to have a lot of new hardware with it. And one of the cool things that I talked with them at 3D Printopia is a swappable extruder. So you'll see in the title, color changing CocoPress. You're going to be able to take their extruder out, swap it in. So whether you want to go with a dark chocolate, lighter chocolate, and a white chocolate, you're going to be able to do, let's say maybe a Cocoa Hue Forge collaboration, maybe pending, who knows. So just a lot of cool things. The printer was already a good working printer, but everything can be improved. So they've done that with the CocoPress 2.0. That is now available for order. I think it's $11.99 is the price point on it. So get them now if you can. And some lucky winner at 3D Printopia, I think if they beat the pinball high score, they got to walk home with one. So I don't know if anybody got that or not, but if they did, lucky you. Oh, my mouse isn't working. Come on. Next up, of course, Bamboo Lab. There's many things in Bamboo Lab news, whether it be the Stratasys stuff. But we're going to talk more about kind of positive, negative, it depends on how you look at it, but they have pushed forward their release for their flagship. What their flagship is, nobody still knows. It is going to be better than the X1. It is going to be more of a prosumer printer. So, not that a consumer can't get it, but it is going to have a higher price point than what their current printers do. whether it be tool changer, whatever. All we're told is it's going to be worth the wait. Time will tell. Q1 2025 is the expected release date, or at least announcement date. Maybe we'll have some news trickle out as they're going. I'm sure they're fine-tuning things. You know, we love Bamboo printers. They work out of the box. They're wanting that with the same with the next iteration. So I'm sure they're making sure every bug is taken care of, or most bugs are taken care of. So that way it is a solid printer when it is delivered. So stay tuned, and we'll see here in just maybe a few months. Next up, we've talked about shoes. We've talked about 3D printing cleats and the athletes. This more so just talking about everybody is hopping on the 3D printed shoe, or in this case, their slip-ons, branding or marketing. So right now we have Adidas we talked about their Climate Cool technology in their, I think it's the 4D FWD shoe. There's also Puma has their, I think, Vortex 2.0. And then there's Udilab. I've never heard of them. They're doing another one. A lot of people are getting into the slip-on. A lot of them are using the same resin technology from carbon. So it's a flexible resin for a one-piece shoe design. These ones I thought were really cool. These are Puma's design. I would rock them. I mean, they look a little bit more aggressive than what my little TPU shoes do that I wear to rep rap festivals, but really cool nonetheless. So we'll see. I mean, we're going to keep seeing more and more iterations because it's an easily customizable shoe or design that people can mess with. Next up, of course, we got the McLaren W1 hypercar. This is their latest hypercar. They are looking to do, or they are not looking to, they're currently integrating a lot of 3D printing components, mostly into suspension. So I think the front end, they're doing quite a bit of suspension work with 3D printing. That's allowing them to customize the shape, but also big thing with hypercars is reduce the waste. That way this thing can get up to a certain speed faster, it can get a higher top speed, all the fun things that millionaires and their hypercars want. I will never know, but McLaren, if you're watching the stream, because I definitely know you are, send one my way. I'll be more than happy to test it and review it on the show. Fingers crossed. And last but not least, we're going to talk about University of Florida. They are using a Cobod's printer, which Cobod is a lot of the constructive printers. They're using, I think it's the 3DOP printer, which is their newest, one of their largest printers, to of course build homes, but also build seawalls. Now this, I picked this as a headline just because of course with everything right now, the devastation that Florida is seeing, they're going to have to rebuild a lot of their seawalls. They're going to have to rebuild a lot of homes. Ideally, a lot of technology like University of Florida's printer that they have and other companies will come in and maybe put up at least temporary housing or quick affordable homes for those that have lost it in the hurricane that happened and is happening. So again, just an awesome way that's going to help rebuild things when there's disasters. We can't stop the disasters from happening. We can help prevent some things with 3D printing, but we can also rebuild with 3D printing. So just an awesome way to hopefully help those that are definitely in need and that are going to be in need. And next up, we're going to go ahead and hop into our print highlights. First up, we got a print by Agent Michael Scarn. This is a Bamboo Dragon by none other than Cinderwing 3D. He downloaded it from thangs.com. She is available on a lot of different platforms, Patreon, Mini Factory, etc. But this, I might be biased because I love the luminous filament or the Nicor's magic filament, but just a beautiful print. And I meant to show the glowing print on this setup. Of course, Joel takes up to the last second to prep. The glow was really awesome. It looked very photoshopped and fake, and it wasn't. The glow on this luminous is just very strong and a beautiful print. So thank you for sharing that Agent Michael Scarn. And next up we have Maker Viking's own creation, the Skull A1 extruder cover. This is for the A1 Mini. Looks, of course, reminds me of Terminator. I know the little yellow stuff, you can actually pull that wheel off there and reprint those two, or paint it red. I think would be a really awesome addition to this. But just another way of customizing your printer. You don't have to, but why not when you can make it really cool? And if you love skulls, you love Halloween, it's a perfect theme to throw on it. But this is, again, designed by Maker Viking, available on his Things page. So go hit it up if you are interested in downloading it. There we go. Next up, a print by Off Axis. And this is a model that is by Polymaker 3D. It's available on polymaker3d.com. I don't have a logo for it, sorry. But this is Optimus Prime, and this one, he actually printed at 300%. So this is a very tall Optimus Prime. This is one of the classic styles, so if you're my age, you can appreciate it. Those that have only ever watched the movies don't get how cool the square body is, but I love it. The colors are just right on the print, so it turned out very awesome. Next up, another dragon. I know, Cinderwing, 3D dragons, everybody sees the dragons, but I can't help it when people print out of awesome colors and awesome filament. This is not luminous. This is actually the neon filament under a black light. The glow, again, is awesome. The contrast with the black in there makes it pop that much more. So thank you very much, Tintalon, for sharing that, that print. And last but not least, we have a print and creation by Tubin 3D. He's actually one of our ambassadors in our Discord for RC cars. He also helps out with the lithophane stuff. He's very knowledgeable in that. And he has made the lithophane zoetrope. If those don't know what that is if you remember old fashioned where you turn the wheel and the pictures flip around, looks like a, either a person running or riding a horse, and it's just still pictures moving very fast. He's taken that same whole concept, but with lithophanes. I don't know if he's got any of them printed where he has the actual pictures where you can light them up and do it, but I am looking forward to see more iterations in the progress of this project and just a really cool print of what he's created with it. So, with that said, thank you all for sticking around. Hopefully it's not too loud, it's not too noisy, but we're gonna break for commercials and then we'll be back to meet our next maker, so hang tight.
Imagine owning some of the best songs about 3D printing this Discord has to offer. Polymaker presents 3D Printing Hits by Silverback and Little D, the best renditions of some of the greatest hits of all time. Hits like Hallelujah, Polly Smooth Criminal, All That She Wants Is Another Printer, Print Away,
There you go, print away.
Still the TD1, All About That Bag, No Stabbies, and Polyman.
It's a file tonight. We're all in the mood to see it extrude, 'cause you've got your printer tuned right.
Reserve your CD today with a special TV offer by going to polymaker.com and paying $39.99. Have your credit card ready. Seriously though, this music was a joke. Go buy some Polymaker.
This is Polymax PLA, the toughest PLA in the world, and today we're gonna put that to the test. I printed this very mechanical model and we're gonna drop it from the 12th floor. You heard me well, the 12th floor. Let's go! Ready for the first drop in 3, 2, 1. Whoa, that's crazy! Not even a scratch! Let's go and check it closer. Not even a single scratch. I dropped it again from the 12th floor and still not a single scratch. Buy your Polymax PLA right now!
Performance may vary depending on usage, individual factors, and external conditions. Individual result may vary, not a guarantee of specific outcome. Consult your professional before use. See website for details and limitations. Use responsibly.
Have you had bad customer service with
Oh, there we go. Now welcome back to the show. A little bit of hiccups there, but we are back, and we are, of course, here to meet our next maker. For the first time ever, I also have a live audience, which is Nick behind the scenes. Make sure to, he's my cameraman today. So without ado, the next maker we are going to talk with has helped on several projects with Polymaker. He is here to help sweat it out and organize a ton of filament for this print drive. So please welcome in Builder's Mark. Look at that, look how high tech we are. We're so high tech. Welcome in, Builder's Mark. How are you doing today?
Thanks for having me. It's been good.
This is the first time we're ever meeting, of course.
Yes,
so it's nice to meet you in person for the first time. But of course, you and I have been doing some fun stuff with the print drive. But before we get into that, can you tell the people kind of who you are and what you do?
So I go by Builder's Mark on all the socials. My name is Mark. I took Builder's Mark as kind of a play on what I do in things. Being in construction and also cabinetry making, when you had a cabinet maker or furniture maker, they would place their mark on the work that they did. And so I kind of took that on as a play of what I wanted to be in the craftsmanship of what we did for our jobs. And so we always strive to have a very good job, do quality work, and just work hard. I'm also a veteran in the United States Navy for several years. Much. And I absolutely enjoyed that job. I was a CTM. For those that might know what that is, a lot of behind the scenes, closed door type of stuff. So it was a very interesting job. Can't talk about any of it, but I absolutely loved that job. Would do it again. So I wanted to serve my country, and I got an opportunity to have a great job of doing that. I'm also a farmer. We handle cattle. On another property, we have either corn or soybeans that we raise, and so I've been doing that for many years as well too.
We talk kind of like a jack of all trades, kind of try to dabble a little bit in everything.
So we kind of joke back and forth that I'm kind of like a MacGyver. You give me some baling wire, some chewing gum and a paper clip, and we can kind of make things happen. Just like right now on the edge of the camera, we're trying to keep the USB plugged into the side of the camera. So I actually had a paper clip in my pocket, and so we were trying to pull tension up on the USB in order to hold it in place.
The only thing it's missing is bubble gum.
Exactly.
So, and now, of course, with 3D printing, liking to make things, fix things, do things. How did you get involved with that? Was it something along those lines of just wanting to fix something?
So that's what I really much enjoy is practical printing. Being able to create something that can replace a part or that can fix something that needs to be fixed. I'm going to throw out Joe Telling's name on this because I blame him for getting me into 3D printing many years ago.
We all have someone to blame, right?
Yeah. And he was showing off the G-Create G-Max. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, that is the printer for me. It had all the bells and whistles, great print size, and shout out to Gordon LaPlante for having a great company. And they're closed now, but they made an awesome machine. And after the hot end failed on it, and I decided to modify it just like everybody else does.
Why fix it when you can modify it?
So it now has the upgraded E3D hot end, a titanium copper heat break, tungsten carbide nozzle.
Just anything you throw at it.
Just about. I took it's a 500, or it was a 500. It's now a 600Z. So that was an interesting build. PEI mag sheets, solid,
given nowadays,
solid base, and then I don't know if I should say this company or not here, but Sunlu is another company that I got involved with.
We love all companies.
With 3D printers. Oh no, there was the camera. So that company, I worked with them a bit and was able to quietly behind the scenes actually start gifting people printers.
Awesome.
I had purchased too many I'll say it that way.
We've all done that.
And then was given the opportunity to gift some printers, and so that's kind of happened for the past 3 years. Got a lot of new people involved in 3D printing, and that's one of our passions that we love. And I'm going to throw LM in on this real quick, because Loyal and I have a lot of things on the same page of how we have this passion for 3D printing, but we also want to get everyone else involved in it, and we want to help them have the best experience possible.
Yeah, give them all the right tools, right information.
Exactly.
Yep.
I understand someone that's getting new into printing and having to fight with all the tinkering and adjusting and tuning and stuff like that. And so we want to try to help people have the best experience possible.
Oh yeah, yep. And then that's what we love about the community, and we always say there's more positivity than there is negativity in the community, and that's what we love. It helps build it, get people introduced, and then get them introduced to different filaments.
Oh yeah,
like this, something.
This is my favorite.
So of course that's your kind of background to the 3D printing. I just completely lost track of what I was going to ask. With Polymaker themselves, Polymaker, it's not viral. What is that? Viral advertising. How did you get involved with them, and what? Because you worked on several projects. You're working on several projects. How did you get involved, and what are you working on?
Okay, so Loyal introduced me to Polymaker.
Same.
And so yeah, and as far as getting in with Polymaker, I'm trying to be careful how I say that, because I don't work for them. I work with them.
With them, yep.
And so one day, Nick came up with this idea, or shared it. Who was it?
Noah. Noah, yep.
I want to give proper credit to the right person. Noah came up with this idea for a scanner, and so all of a sudden I took the idea, because Nick was talking about it on stream, and I said, I can build that. And so within about 4 weeks, I had gone through 3 iterations of it, of figuring out how to get the Raspberry Pi programmed, the RFID tags to read properly, how we were going to have a PDF file pulled from that so that we could have all the information pulled up on the screen. And so successfully, after about 4 or 5 iterations of that, we were able to get a scanner sent to, I guess it was Murph.
Okay. Was it the first
Murph
one?
Or Murph?
It was Rocky Mountain was the
Rocky
very first.
Mountain, maybe.
Yep. Or no, Rocky Mountain did not have the scanner.
Right.
It would have been Earth. Yep.
Yeah.
So real quick, for those that don't know what he's talking about, is this is the birth of the Scientist game that you've seen multiple iterations now. I think we're revision 3 or 4.
Yep.
This was where it all started. But yeah,
Yep.
so I'll let you continue.
So I sent several messages to Nick, and he's like, about 3 or 4 weeks later, what is this? What are you sending me? And so he got all excited after I was able to show him how everything worked, and it just blew up from there of getting all the information that they needed, being able to show everything. My understanding, it had a great feedback from the use of it.
Oh, absolutely.
And version 2, I'm going to call it version 2 because the 2024 version of it, Noah and David Sideline, they both took it to another level. I got to be a part of some of the 3D printing on that. Again, also got to take care of the tags and how that was going to be used.
Programming them, everything else,
Yep.
labeling them all.
And then we also did the Nerf Dart gallery.
Yeah.
We met up with a couple other people, and Vile Mods, shout out to him.
Absolutely, yeah.
And got him involved in building the Nerf blasters that we needed, the maracas. And I don't know if you did the second set, did you?
On the so
You and
the
him
new
worked together.
so I worked so he basically consulted, helped me build those for the second iteration that made it to Murph. We weren't allowed to have it at 3D Printopia.
Right.
Ideally, it's going to make it back to Rocky Mountain. There's still many months between now and then. We'll see, but yeah, because there's the targeting system is a big part of it.
So we wanted to have a very simple targeting system so that it ran off Arduino Nanos, some servos and some LEDs, and each one of them were programmed individually, and then would had a master control over that, and the operation of it was simple. You used a key fob to press button A, and they would all reset. And so that was a great project. I will say I almost pulled my hair out on it because of trying to get parts in. I have a lot of great local friends that helped me out in order to get the right servos. But anyway, that project turned out really great. I'm glad that they're able to continue to use it. I guess I can talk about the other two. I had a meeting with Nick and talked about, instead of having like a 6-week time period of trying
we
to
never run off of that
put
short
things
of a week.
together, exactly.
We're getting better now.
That we start now. And so after Murph, I immediately started putting together 2 projects. One of them is a whack-a-mole that you would see at like Chuck E. Cheese.
Chuck E. Cheese, yeah.
And so I'm hoping that we can get the scientist head modeled into that part for the mole, if you want to call it that.
The whack-a-scientist.
Whack-a-scientist. And so I've got all those parts printed. We're testing. I'm trying to get the right pneumatic cylinder for that, so that I can get it to go up and down properly and have the correct timing, the correct pressure. And then the second project is a full-scale, bigger than me, because it is 500 millimeters across the chest. Nick told me to size it down because it was actually bigger than that. So it's 500 millimeters across the chest, Rock'em Sock'em robot. And so we'll have the blue bomber, and we'll have the red rocket printed in Polymaker filament. Again, that I have all the CAD. I literally had to take a Rock'em Sock'em robot apart to redesign all the parts in CAD and get the mechanism of how the shoulder works, and have an internal bearing. The mechanism that goes into the wrist, so that the micro switch, when it makes a hit, that it would make contact and count the hit. Going to have some LEDs in the eyes so that they'll change different colors. Also going to have an LED on the back, and we're talking about maybe that the system would give a person that might be almost right at the end a power up, so that maybe they have a fighting chance. A power punch and get in there. So that's going to be an interesting build as well. And then I'm already pushing for 2026.
More. Basically, what he's doing is he's reliving his childhood by reprinting what he played with in bigger formats.
Oh yeah.
Just so he can play with it himself.
Well,
he's not really doing it to help us out. He's doing it for him.
I see somebody's head behind us. So in 2026, I'm hoping to build a full-scale Marbles on Stream marble race game. I already have a couple of people involved in that. Your buddy Danek, which you know, he is helping me take RFID tags and put those inside a 1-inch resin cast marble. And so we're trying to figure out if that's going to work properly, and we're having to think about things. And folks, when you're designing things, make sure you think about all the things that can possibly go wrong, because they can. So something simple as you think about a marble rolling, and so it's a sphere, but if you have a tag inside of it, so let's say that the tag is rolling this direction. You have to be able to
scan it on the
move.
Get that
scan on the move. Yeah. Well, but let's say if the tag is on this axis,
vertical,
and so you have to think about how are you going to scan it that way. So lots of things that you have to think about as you're building the reading system of it, but then also you have to think about the physics of how the marble's going to travel through.
How they're going to react and everything else. Yeah.
So I'm thinking about all the race tracks and the whoops and I love that guy. We're talking about maybe an elevator system that's going to go in it that would take, let's say if the marble gets all the way down to the very bottom of the track, and then it pulls it all the way back up to the top of the track. And that we're thinking about like how the warps are.
Yeah,
in the
they hit
game.
and they shoot
And
them over here, over there. And,
We're trying to figure out how we can add complexity to the game of having more places to fall off the map. Because everybody loves the
you don't want everybody to finish.
Yeah.
You want some disqualified.
Yeah. So, and how are you going to catch that marble when it goes through that, and put it in a different place so that it, you can reuse all this stuff. A side note to this too is that I'm also trying to cast these, or have Danette cast these in different colors purposefully, so that it will represent different individuals in the community. And you said your colors are purple and green, correct?
Purple and yellow. Well, I like
yellow.
green too. Yeah, yellow and green.
Look to it on one side and maybe some kind of mica powder on the other side of it.
Yeah.
So lots of things that we're thinking about in order to make that as fun as possible. So it's going to be interesting. So I know we need to talk about this next.
Oh yeah. So all these projects, many projects, and that's one thing I want to point out is we preach it all the time at the events, but it is amazing the amount of support that we get from community. Like Builders Mark said, he's a community member. He works with Polymaker. I did the same thing before being employed. Of just the help that we get, and not even just the help, because it's one thing to help, which is always appreciated, but to go that extra mile. And it happened with the Pavo game. I told you a story with that with Additive Adam and Pete. Helped that tremendously. There was no reason they had to. I didn't ask them to, and they ran with it. And not only did they say, "Hey, let us do what you have, what your idea is. Let us work with it," and then let's work with it. Let's do it. Let's amplify it and just implement more. It's crazy, and that's why I absolutely love this community. That's why, given the opportunity to be a community manager of that type of community, it's stupid not to. So that's why I'm here today. That's why I'm in a factory in
what are we doing
Houston,
here?
Texas.
What are we doing here today?
I think we're doing something with filament. There's a
lot of
little bit.
filament.
Maybe not this much. This stuff, if you're ordering, here's your filament.
If you all
some
could
of it,
see
depending.
this warehouse.
So I can announce real quick just some information that we've announced before is out of our Houston warehouse. I say warehouse. It's not a warehouse now. It's a factory. We produce filament here. We produce filament in America. We have about 20 SKUs that we are manufacturing here on site. The beeping you hear is part of that. But we have mostly blacks, whites of the PLAs, ABS, ASA, certain grades. But other than that, we also are a warehouse where we do stock all the SKUs. So depending on your order, either get shipped out of directly out of here or through Amazon. Basically, whatever is the most efficient way of doing so. And they're changing things up all the time. They're building on, increasing, etc. But the awesome thing that I got a chance to come down here to do, Builders Mark came down, volunteered, drove all the way from where he lives. I won't dox him, but drove all the way from home on his own to come down to help. And that is to help is to I think it sounds light of what it's doing. We've been you can't tell we're sweating.
You will see all these pallets on the other side.
So there are a lot of pallets. I won't go into details about things, but a ton of pallets. So we're going through some returns, but we're going through that processing. There's so many cool things. The cool filament that we're seeing. Some old school Polymaker boxes that I don't have, so I kind of maybe snagged one or two. But crazy that some people return some weird things, right? We're not encouraging this, by the way.
What's one of the things that you got? Because I thought mine was pretty cool too.
So there's a couple things. So people return filament for various reasons, whether it didn't work right, they don't like it, the color maybe not right, maybe they don't need it anymore, maybe they overspent.
Y'all are crazy.
Yes. But some people, they like to work the system with Amazon, and they return filament boxes, Polymaker filament boxes specifically, with random stuff. Might be some busted spools, might be whatever. That could have just been something that happened in shipping, who knows. But we also have done some where we filtered through and they have some really crazy non-3D printed or non-filament related.
I want to make sure that you touch on the two most important.
So we'll go small. So we had some bed adhesive in one.
Oh yeah.
Just today had a bamboo aftermarket bamboo build sheet.
Yeah, that was nice.
That was new, so that was nice. We've had a barber's kit.
Oh yeah.
Which, shears, case, clips, everything. So he's gonna let me do his hair after the show. Let's see, what other? The one cool thing, there was a camera, digital camera.
That camera was nice.
So looking at it, I just thought, hey, it's a cheapo camera. I'm gonna take it home. Nor can play with it, whatever. Come to find out, it's a $500 camera. Why somebody would return that in a filament box? I would love to know the story about it. And I don't want to see anybody in the chat being like, hey, I did that. I returned it by accident. Please send it back.
Yes, we have a.
Yeah.
Well, this is not
sponsored.
Not
but
sponsored.
We also got some apple cider vinegar from Heinz.
Great stuff.
Um,
Nick said he would take $4,000 to drink it.
yeah, anybody that wants to donate $4,000, Nick will drink the entire bottle. Is that glass?
It's glass.
I did not realize that when I
was
lifted it out of the box. But what else do we have? We had a couple more cool things.
The USB.
The USB turntable. Yeah, USB turntable.
What? Yeah.
Deburring tool.
Deburring tool. That was nice.
And then I would say, and then also today, which is weird because we've never shipped these via Amazon, someone returned a new in packaging TD1 out of the first 500 of the Polymaker ones.
Yeah, the new first series.
And also how, because when we resold those, we shipped them out of our Houston office.
We don't know who that guy is that made those. I don't know.
And probably the worst thing that we found, probably the junkiest thing, somebody returned a spool of filament. It was,
who was
what was
that
the
guy?
name? I think it was 3D Print General or something.
Was it 3D Print General?
They returned a half-used spool.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that one is. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, that's some good stuff.
They also returned filament. Yeah,
that was nice of them.
I don't know if you guys were with Polymaker in the beginning. We used to not be able to afford boxes or spools, so we just bagged it, and you kind of sorted it yourself when it was shipped to you. But I mean, just the craziest things. Automation devices, hubs, but that's all the fun stuff. Like I said, we've been having fun with it. It is a lot of work.
You can probably
see the sheen on our heads from the sweat because it is warm in here, and this jacket does not help. But what are we doing this for? Why are we doing this?
Loyal Moses was several years ago, and it started off small, and it's progressively grown over the years. The community makes the models. We design everything, and we make them for a certain age group, and we want them kid safe.
Yep.
And then also the community prints those. Well, it just so happens there's a great sponsor that takes care of that. These guys right here. I mean, so in the Christmas print drive, there's filament that's sent out to different people that print these toys, and then we would bring them back to the LM Ranch. They would get cleaned up, checked, make sure that they're printed to specs, kid tested, or actually LM tested.
Yeah.
But he's only so tall.
This tall. I met him in person, guys. I never knew the camera added inches.
I'm gonna get fired.
He's only 3 feet tall.
I'm gonna get
I did
fired.
not know that. I hope he's back at the hotel watching.
He better be. So I mean, we've had a lot of fun over the years with sending these toys in. A few of them that we've talked about is that somebody 3D printed the rattlesnake and hide it down in the box. And so Loyal's opening the box and, hey, love this toy. And then all of a sudden, whoa, look at that. And he just closed the box, shows up.
Not a fan of snakes.
Yeah. But we've had fun with it, and it's been enjoyable. What we found out in 2022 is that became the year of the filament, because all of a sudden on those prints, and so like if you had a 3D printed car that we were taking and slicing it at certain layer heights in order to create racing stripes. We did a farm theme, we did a space theme, we did undersea theme, and we would take all these different filaments. Then also this year, 2023, folks were using the bed sheets that had all the different fractal patterns on them.
The PI, PO, PY, PO.
You would have, like we had a compass that had the fractal patterns on the bottom of it, and that was, something
adds a whole nother level to
exactly.
it. Exactly.
Other than just the color swaps that you could do, and then also have that on top of it. And then I'm going to throw Bamboo Labs in here with their printer, all the AMS colors that you could do, and these prints
and
just
change
came
that toy
alive.
completely. Yeah. Oh yeah.
And so this is our fourth year doing this, and we're shooting for a high number this year. We hope we get it. We've got a lot of community that has already started printing, already started designing. Lots of models approved on the And again, we're doing this out of our heart. We want these children to have a great Christmas, and so we're hoping.
Yeah,
that
a lot of us,
can-
I think, take for granted.
Yeah.
Even just for us, we can 3D print anything we want, anytime, for the most part. So, not that we don't enjoy it, people appreciate it, but some of these kids are less fortunate. They have no chance of getting a 3D printer, number one, and they don't even have a chance of getting a present. So to get something, like I said, to us, maybe, okay, hey, I can print, 100 little fix and dude cars. It's not super exciting, but for 100 kids to get that car,
Yeah.
it's a game changer.
Yep.
And that's what is another reason that Polymaker's kind of been behind it is to be part of something that can give back, not even just to the community is one thing. You guys have been awesome, but to give to those who are less fortunate.
Yep.
Those things now, I know
This is
from just a couple years,
worldwide.
is exactly, it goes worldwide to some places that are just absolutely insane. And I say that insane by the fact of how it has to get there via shipped and
Right.
via car, bike, whatever. There's some things, I think it was last year, that Ellen did a little bit more tracking of seeing kind of where some of these things went, and it is insane. So they're, ideally, everything, we get a ton of prints. They get a package that, like he said, they go sort through them. It gets organized, and they usually throw some candy in,
Yeah, so
some
in
treats.
the package you would get an assortment of toys. We throw some candy in there. We also have a specific card made up to not only say Merry Christmas to those children, but to also kind of introduce them to what 3D printing is and the LM show, and maybe later on in life they get an opportunity to come see us on streams. But yeah, I ordered so much Bob's soft peppermints last year; it was ridiculous.
Peppermint, I think it was Swedish fish. Those
Swedish
underwater.
fish, yeah.
Yep, the
Yeah, we
underwater
did
thing.
Swedish
So
fish.
a lot of stuff. So you guys have been all awesome. I know some of Ellen's people, community and everything, are over here that have helped that. We share a lot of community members.
Oh, yes.
It's just.
I am in a lot of platforms.
I
We
just
kinda
made that
talked
joke
about
today.
that
Is,
too.
Builder's Mark, if there's a Twitch stream, especially if there's a Twitch stream that deals with 3D printing, Builder's Mark's in there modding it. It doesn't matter if there's 10 going at once. He's somehow moderating there, and there.
Yeah,
And,
it's funny to see. I sit there and I'm typing in one chat and say hi to somebody, and then all of a sudden I see them over in the other chat, and I'm going, "Hey, how you doing over here?"
Follow the rest.
And it's like, so
How are you here?
I can have like 12 streams running at the same time. It's ridiculous. And some people are like, how do you keep up with that? I just stick my earbuds in and listen and
just try to
hang out.
focus as good as you
And
can.
then there's some people that I moderate for that just have some printers running, and occasionally they'll just come in and chat. And I watch their streams, to behind the scenes, and
Make sure,
that's the kind of person I've always been. This is new to me, 100% new to me, and so I hope I'm doing okay.
Oh yeah. His last minute guest. Yeah.
Yeah.
The other one might have ran a little bit late getting
We
here.
don't know who that guy was, man. They had to throw him out of the building.
No names mentioned. Luckily I remember to change this name down here.
Oh, yeah.
For the proper guests we have, but yeah, they had a long trip. We are going to give them heck for it for the next 24 hours.
So I have been sending him. I've been sending him text messages or messages in chat every time he streams. That Loyal's a huge fan of Mango Nas. Hey Nas, you all need to bring that back. Monster, you own the formula now. Come on. So I have been teasing him the entire way down. I have a case of Mango Nas
That he may or may
is
not
on
get now.
ice. Yeah. We may share it. But I've been teasing him that every stream that he does, that I type in there, ice, cold, Mango Nas. I'm trying to use it for motivation to get him here faster. but-
Yeah, so we're going to have a busy, so you and I have one day left here.
Yeah.
Ideally, we've been pretty efficient. I said I can't show you everything that we're doing, but between the way we're sorting and multiple pallets and everything else, a lot of lifting, a lot of bending over, getting dizzy as we're wrapping up pallets and everything
That's
else. So it's just been, Builder's Mark, Nick has been helping as he can between his 1.5 million meetings that he has per day.
That Nick guy
I don't know how there's
shows
enough
up
hours in the day.
occasionally.
Yeah, he was here momentarily, but no, it's been a fun time. Like I said, and there's a lot of filament coming out there. So anybody that's not already part of that print drive and are interested, definitely go watch the stream. Is there information on the Discord? I don't know exactly where the
Yeah,
links
so you
are.
can go over to Ellen Show and you hit Bang Discord, and then we also have the Bang Printables command, and that will bring you to the printables where we're having the collection.
Where the models
where
are.
the
yeah.
models are. There's so many commands. But
Yeah, no, who's going to put my email out here in just a little bit?
oh, I wonder who that guy is. I guess I better hurry up and get ready for that. I have one job on this show.
And we haven't even made it automated. I mean,
No.
with a code or something.
But yeah, if you wanna hang out in a good family friendly community that just wants to have fun with 3D printing, and also I'll shout out our Monday Makes where we have a little bit of challenge, and you've shown that on Polymakers Discord as well. That we picked a make or we pick a model from printables that has 0 makes on it, or maybe
or one or two, just very minimal. Yeah.
And we do a challenge on that to see how a person can make that a great print. And it's not only just the print that you do, but also the background that you place it in, and how you're photographing it, and how do you make that print come alive. We did one recently that was a little kit card plane, and I got the crazy idea to come back and just take that, and I actually changed the prop to a 4-blade. I added the USA logo from the 50s on the side of it, and also on the wing, and did a little Tom Cruise Maverick. I'm
situation.
too close for missiles. Switching to guns. Made a little short video out of it, and we reward. Oh, somebody walking around.
It
got dark in here. They turned the lights on us. We're running.
Somebody's not walking around right now.
So we reward people that win that Monday Make, and we challenge that person to find a model, and we do it over and over again. So that's something.
And then it also helps exposure for that modeler, and that designer.
That's what we want to do too. Is that we want to give that modeler come in the next day on after Monday and see all these makes on their thing. They're like, oh my gosh!
I've seen it before. I've seen them come into chat. They go back, doing the print races and everything else. And I participated in a couple of the Monday Makes early on. And then now I just when I got a little closer to Polymaker, the filament started flowing in. But yeah, no, just a really fun way of doing things, and which I think let me check.
Yeah, we got to be close to time.
Yeah, especially too. So
they're turning the lights out on us. I mean, I don't know what I'm going to do.
But normally I do rapid fire. It is hot. Me and him are probably. I know we're both ready to go. We've been here all day long.
Well, I know you're going to ask what my favorite color filament is.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So
we're gonna skip community questions. Just take the next Friday. And here, actually, you know what? I'm gonna do rapid fire. If there aren't any. I'm only actually no. Hold on. I can view YouTube and Twitch here. If you guys don't have any questions, ask them now, and I'm gonna ask the rapid fire. First off, this is a big one. What's your favorite filament?
I'm actually building Ivan Miranda's MK5 in that color, and it's going to be awesome.
Yep.
I love that color.
Especially a big print too. Yeah, just to show even more of that the metallic. Yeah. Beautiful. Now, of course, I didn't prep any because I waited till the last second to get everything finished here. Second question we usually ask is, what print are you most proud of?
Oh gosh. Because I have so many that, and those that know me more personal, I print a lot of big stuff. So I've had Loyal Moses's alligator that I surprised him with. I've also done Patrick W3D's 700 millimeter mythosaur skull. And here recently, and I'm talking about some that I can share. Yeah. I did a 65-inch wide longhorn skull, and it weighs less than a gallon of milk. It is ridiculous, but it's beautiful. I spent probably 3 or 4 days on the paint colors. It's a beautiful bone white. So the filament that I used was Polyterra cotton white.
Right, yep. Got that little off-white to it.
Yep. Well, that was a great base color for what I wanted to work with in order to make everything else blend. Because I've been in automotive, so I know how to paint.
Yep.
And so the horns look like they really came off the bull. So blending the grays and the blacks and the white and the tans and I'm literally holding like 2 or 3 spray cans in my hands, spraying this stuff, kind of splattering paint as I'm going to do this. But I ended up doing that for my child, and they have it hanging up on their wall at college, and absolutely loves that print.
Awesome. Well, let's go away from 3D printing.
Okay.
I mean, this is on the fly. This is all off the top of my head. McDonald's, Whataburger. Which one?
Oh, Whataburger.
Whataburger. We just had that for lunch yesterday.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since he's had it.
A family member of mine used to own that, be in that franchise, and back in 1979 or 1980 was the last time I had one. And so this is the first time of having one again, coming down to Houston. So a lot of good memories from that came back, and we actually saw. We're getting darker.
Really dark here. Well, expedite this.
We would ride her bikes down and help her take out the trash and stuff like that, and she would always reward us with nickel cokes and Whataburger sandwiches. So I absolutely
back
love
in the
that.
day.
Yeah.
Well, I'll end that with a rapid fire since we're blacking out here. Let's see here. That's YouTube using as lively, which actually YouTube looks a bit lively today.
We need Nick to dance behind the camera.
Yeah, I know. Oh, look at that, Peslins. Thank you for putting the Discord. It's hot out today, but I had to drop it over. They're hot. It's probably better that the lights are off. Yeah. Well, they're LEDs, so I don't think they generate too much heat. But no questions for Builder's Mark, but would like to say thank you. Ask.
Yep. I kind of do CAD work on the side a little bit, and so I've tried to do my best to help with 2 or 3 different platforms so that people can learn. I'm all about that education of 3D printing, CAD design. We used to have a makerspace, and I spent 10 years working.
So he was here briefly.
He was
they had a long drive, but
yeah, he was.
Somebody asked who's in charge of him. Me and Mark. Yeah, we're gonna run him
the first
like
time
a dog
he walked
tomorrow.
in here, he picked up a spool of filament and smelled it.
They're making such great deals.
Buy Polymaker filament.
Which, speaking of, thank you for bringing that up because I forgot to mention at the beginning of the show. Anybody that has not gotten partaken in that sale, it ends tonight at midnight.
Yep.
So get your orders in tonight. It does not extend. There will not be an extra day. There will not be a forgiveness. So with that said, I want to thank Builder's Mark for being here because he has no choice because we're working all day.
and thanks to Nick too. I wouldn't be a part of Polymaker without him.
His charm draws you in.
Yep, absolutely.
So thank you very much. But we're going to move to the end here, and we're going to get ready to do a giveaway. Let's see how this shifts over. I was going to type in "I am awesome" in the chat. I space am space awesome. Somebody do it for me in one of the chats. I have to look. It's so hard not having multiple screens doing this. There you go, freaky newbie. Thank you. But yeah, make sure to type that in because I'm going to go over a few things, and after that, I'm going straight to the giveaway because we're 1 minute over the hour mark. So you guys have all really are Polymaker. You guys have helped so much with so many things, big, small, in between, everything. We appreciate it. If you appreciate us, enjoy what you're watching. I'm normally a little more structured, but worked with what we got, and it was kind of fun. You know, you got a different background. Like I said, very first live one, off location.
After moving on.
I didn't move too many boxes.
I did though.
We're using a desk right now to filament, but yeah. So we are on Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all that. If you're not already following us, please do so. If you like what you see, if not, then I guess don't. But there's a lot of ways to win filament. If you like filament, you like 3D printing. TikTok games. Always new things there. You never know what we're going to do over in the Discord land. But also, we have the show here every Thursday, 7 p.m. Project, which is ran by Antoine Dimensions. And that is every 2 days, he releases a video of a new multicolor print of a Pokemon, working through the first 151 right now. And once those videos go live, the model then also becomes available through Maker World for free for you to print in multicolor or solid color, however you please. So if you like that type of thing or you want some Pokemon figures to print, they're awesome figures. Go there, watch them, support them, download the models afterwards. We also have our Polymaker education ran by Creatrix Brit, which kind of same format. She releases the video, the model then becomes available, and those prints are more educational, help with motor function, food safety, world knowledge, just teaching tools. So that we're going to start seeing a lot more videos. I think you probably already have if you followed him before. If not, it's Polymaker_education. A lot of fun stuff. /PezLiz. So always talking about color, surfaces, finishes, effects, I should say, surface effects. There's always new filament that Polymaker is working on and releasing. She tries to get a hold of that and present that to you, give you some use cases, some ideas of how to use it, a little bit more in-depth talk of that. So again, that's every Wednesday on her stream. Sometimes fluctuate because she tries to hit the EU audience along with the US. See if it's set up right. Do we get a white box somewhere? It's probably gonna be over my face. Oh,
If I
no.
need to move, I will.
Some in chat right now because once I figure this out, not working. Done. Oh, you know what? That's why probably. Let's move it above me. No. Oh, above video capture device. Right
above.
Right here, and bam. Whoop, there we go.
Nope, it quit.
Oh, I hit it. We're gonna draw, and what you'll do is reach out to me via that almost was Builder's Mark.
That almost
was rigged so bad.
That's hilarious.
On our Discord, again at discord.polymaker.com, or email me at, I'm looking at YouTube, and yeah, there you go, Builder's Mark at, you can email me at joel.finn@polymaker.com, and I will get you that spool of filament out to you. That is worldwide, so no matter where you are, I will be sure to get that to you. So with that said, let me hide this out. That is the show. I'm good mid-time, can I? Can I go live dashboard? It's probably pulling up, actually. I probably should. Oh, no, I hid the page. Oh, you know what? Actually, no, I can just go to Twitch. I can just log in that way. Please hang tight. We're going to raid into somebody. I just don't know who right now. We have, let's see here. We need to get a bigger pool of people in here. We have Digital Dragon, who he is always on when we are on, so that's always appreciated.
Doing something.
Yep, so we are going
Hey, he's got a soldering iron. That's awesome.
He's got a soldering iron. That's right. You guys got the impersonation again. Now I just don't know if I can. Man, this is so hard doing it like this. Okay, there's me. Okay, now I'm in my own chat. We're gonna do raid. We go Digital Dragon just because we need to get out of here because I'm hot. And what is it? 72, right? Yeah, 72. I think that through. Raid. Okay.
Yep.
We're gonna raid out the Digital Dragon. Please show your. I'm looking at the camera like it's over here, and it's not. It's anyway. Thank you guys for coming. Again, we are here every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. A little bit less sweaty most of the time. So if you guys like what you see, please come back and watch us. Support it. Support Polymaker. Again, the sale, last chance to get that in. A few more hours. I'll see you guys here next week. Day in. Hold on, because YouTube still sees us.